Happy Monday, guys. Okay, this is gonna be a good call. This is gonna be a good call. We're gonna lead into Christmas week. Uh, good. And next week, this call might be not as good from a number standpoint. Christmas. Apparently, people don't like their homes cleaned on Christmas Eve or Christmas, so that doesn't allow for us to do our jobs. And when we can't do our jobs, well, by golly, then we sit at home and do nothing. So. But that being said, this week, leading up to Christmas, apparently everybody wanted their house cleaned this week because, man, I was looking at our numbers. I was looking at Bozeman's numbers actually right before I got on here. I just got off a call with Jessica and Lucas, looking at their numbers, and oh my gosh, if it just lets you know what's possible when you're able to put all the pieces together, and I think that is really cool. So, okay. Yes, James. Say what's up to James.
I can't figure out how to make him a co-host. I think you have to.
Yeah, I got you, James. I got you. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to dive in here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So for all you guys who have been here before, appreciate you so much. For you guys who are brand new, we're going to be documenting the growth, the journey of our second location down in Mesa, Arizona. We started it from zero, like literally zero clients, zero revenues, and zero employees, unless you want to call Katie and me the employees, which we really were. And we started this thing from scratch. Katie was cleaning, I was selling and hiring, I was all office, and Katie was all cleaning, and we did that for 3 months. And yeah, we hired cleaners and eventually got 2 trainers that got Katie out of the field. And then it was Katie and I in the office who did selling and hiring. And then we were able to grow the team to about 8 cleaners. And then once we got to about 8 cleaners, then Katie and I then hired 2 office staff to replace us in the office. Continued to grow cleaners and continue to grow the office, not from a quantity standpoint, from a quality standpoint. So we taught them how to do more tasks, more duties inside the office, outside of just sales, because sales is the biggest one. Sales is you can only be in the office if you can produce revenue. If you can't produce revenue, you can't be in the office. It's very, very simple. And so that's the first skill that we taught, was how to produce revenue. How do you produce revenue? You book initial claims. How do you book initial claims? You pick this thing up and you don't stop dialing until you get someone to answer, and then you pitch somebody on cleaning, and they say yes. You do that at least 10 times, at minimum 10 times per week, at minimum. Okay. And then once you get that skill set down, now you can start handling the easy stuff, easy things, right? So, and now we are 41 weeks in. I just looked at this. We're 41 weeks into this business. And Katie's responsibility in this business is team meetings and payroll. And my responsibilities in this business are team meetings and office support, which is really doing Office 101s, which is training and hiring office staff, right? And those are our 2 roles in this business at the current moment. However, Katie, is that what actually happened last week? Is that what happened?
No.
No, it did not happen. Right. And so I will share with you guys the different levels of being out of your business, out of the operation of your business. And so this took me a decade to truly understand that there's different levels of leadership, and also of being able to empower people in your business to actually take the responsibility of actually doing their job first and foremost, and secondly, actually growing the business without your involvement. And so the irony here is that Alaya is on here, and so Alaya is the GM for our first location in Bozeman, and the only reason that every single one of you guys are on here, including myself and Katie, is because of Alaya. And I say that in true facts, is that we can only put 100, in order for us to grow something from $0, $0 business, 0 name, 0 brand, different state, to what you guys will see today, is we need to put 100% attention and commitment and energy into that. And the only way you can do that without letting the first thing, the first baby, the first golden goose, how to keep it producing eggs is you need someone else's attention to be on that thing. And so, full transparency, we got lucky. Somehow, I walk out of my office one day and there's this girl sitting on the floor talking to my wife in the middle of our hallway, just talking to her. I'm like, what is going on? What is happening here? And so in between Katie and I's office, we have an Airbnb on the other side. And this girl had just got done cleaning the Airbnb and she was just sitting on the floor. I'm like, how am I gonna get around this person without talking to them, right? I'm like, I got work to do. And lo and behold, that was Alaya, right? And that was the first time Katie had ever met her. And then probably a couple months later, we were going through this phase, Katie and I, where we just wanted to like actually get to know the team, because I wasn't hiring anybody, wasn't doing team meetings. Katie wasn't doing team meetings. Actually, Katie was doing team meetings, right? Were you doing team meetings, Katie?
I think so, yeah.
So it was me. This was a problem I was trying to solve. I was not doing team meetings. I wasn't doing the hiring. So I didn't know who some of these people were who were on our Bozeman team. So I was like, let's start inviting people over for dinner because I want to get to know people. Right? I just want to see who's on the team. I'm curious about all these people's on our team. Let's see if there's anybody who's got some potential in there. And so we did this. We did this for, I think, every single week. We did this for a couple months, and it was oh man, I have the date down too in my head. I think it was August. It was sometime in August. We had Alaya come over and her boyfriend, BJ. And they came over and we had a great night, great experience. And as soon as they left, I told Katie, I was like, that girl is a superstar. Like, I know a superstar when I see one. And I even wrote it down in my notebook. I have like a little notebook right here. It's actually next to me at all times. I write things down every single night. Sometimes they're just like checklist things I got to do, and sometimes they're just ideas. Sometimes they're like crazy ideas. And then I have it in my notebook. I think it was August 9th. I can go verify that, but I was like, Alaya is a superstar. Like, that girl is cool, right? And Alaya had only been with us for like 2 months at that point. She had just started as a cleaner in June, and and then probably a month later, I was like, let's give her a chance to come to the office. And so Alaya came into the office about a month later, just doing sales. And I remember Katie, I can't remember exactly, Katie, how you positioned it, but Alaya was like, I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna do it well. I'm gonna do so good, right? And she did. She did very, very well. And she crushed sales, did very well at sales. We actually had we had a recruiter at the time, and we had another salesperson at the time. And then we had Katie also in the office, and then Alaya. So actually had 4 people in the office. It was a fat office, right? It was fat. And within a month, it got trimmed real quick. The recruiter went away, the other salesperson went away, Katie went away, and it was just Alaya, right? And Alaya did what 4 people were doing for probably 6 or 7 months. Like, I think it was 6 or 7 months. And then Alaya did it for 3 months, and then we're like, you earn the responsibility to take this entire focus, the entire attention of this location. And so in January of this year, so it'll be a year in about 8 days, Alaya took on the responsibility of the general manager, which means that was her responsibility to handle all the problems, all the things, right? And she did it. And ironically enough, we left for Arizona in November, and then Alaya left for Cyprus, which if you guys don't know where Cyprus is, neither do I, it's okay. But that's where her boyfriend, BJ, he was playing professional basketball at the time. And so this is a third world country, and Alaya was running this Bozeman location from Cyprus, which are on total different time, like a time zone from us. And yeah, she was able to run the location from thousands of miles away, and it continued to run. And then when she came back, then the business actually started growing, right? Then she actually was able to grow the business, which was actually pretty cool. And then that was about March is when Alaya got back, and that's when Katie and I were like, okay, let's start a second location. And so that's where we are today. We are now 10 months after we started the second location. Bozeman, I know this isn't a call for Bozeman, but maybe, if you guys are interested in the Bozeman location, maybe you guys will get to learn more. Maybe get on the call tomorrow, and that might be part of the announcements if you guys are inside the coaching program, about you guys can learn more about what's going on in the Bozeman. location. Maybe that'll be something that we talk about tomorrow. But today we're talking about the Mesa location and how we were able to, grossing to zero to where are we now, Katie? Where are we now? I don't know where we're at, but
I don't know where we're at either.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So without further ado, guys, this is the Mesa. Oops, where am I at here? I'm on the. This is not Mesa. This is Bozeman. Mesa. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm ready to go. So Mesa 5-star cleaning, week number 41. 41. So this is the vision sheet. If this is the first time you guys are seeing it, well, congratulations. This sheet will change your life. How many of you guys use this sheet in here? Put in the chat. If you guys use this sheet, put in the chat. Put in the chat if you guys use the sheet, or raise your hand, or something to that degree. If you guys use this sheet. Cool. All right, if you guys have never seen the sheet before, well, again, today is your lucky day. This sheet will seriously change your life. Okay, so let's start with the current projected monthly revenue. Also, I did some updates to the sheet, so if you guys see some new things on here, look out for the new things. Have you guys ever played the game Waldo? Anyone here played Waldo before? Anybody? Yeah, so Waldo, I think everyone grew up playing Waldo. Now, our youngest daughter is playing Waldo, and it's like one of my favorite things to do with her is like, go find Waldo. So if you guys can find Waldo, what is the new thing on the vision sheet? If the first one to see it, you guys can put it in the chat. You guys actually can't see it yet, so just so you know, it's not on there yet, but eventually you'll be able to see it. Okay. Oh, Kayla Irby, there's a little nuance I put in there. I did change it to Q1 goals. Yes, so that also is new. Sorry, there's so many new things on here.
That's Odlaw.
Yeah.
Or what's the girl's name?
Yeah. We have Odlaw.
Wendy.
We have Wolf the dog.
And Wizard.
And the Wizard. Yeah. Those are the ones that we find. Exactly. Okay. But for some reason, okay, now I'm on the right spot here. Oh my guys, I'm struggling here. Hold on. Okay, so projected monthly revenue at $55,400. We can thank Christmas for that. Q1 monthly revenue goal. Our revenue goal is $83,000. So this is for Q1. Our goal is to hit $83,000 by March 31st. So right now we're at $44,000. Our weekly revenue goal is $19,000, and last week we did $16,920, which, Katie, is a
huge PR.
Big PR, right? Our previous best was about $14,700, so it was almost a $2,000 a week PR. So again, I think last week everybody wanted their house cleaned, and we actually had the staff to be able to fulfill that. How cool is that? So almost a $17,000 week, which means we're only $2,000 away from a weekly revenue run rate of getting $83,000 a month.
That's like one full cleaner's schedule. That's it.
It's about one full cleaner away, right? So exciting. So for all you guys who watch this from zero, remember this, guys? You guys remember the Renee Krauses who have been here since week number 1? You guys remember this? Week number 1, $400. Just week number 2, $1,800.
Ooh,
right? Big time, right? Just like this is how it started, right? Just how it started. Like nothing magic, just work all the way till now, where we did almost $17,000. Okay, it's just consistency, showing up. It's doing the things down below every single week, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's not convenient, even when so-and-so didn't do their job. At the end of the day, it's Kate and I's responsibility to do the job. And that's what I was going with earlier. Like the only reason that we're able to do this is because of Aliyah at this location has the first location. It's her baby. It's her attention. She has the responsibility for it. And so while Katie and I, we have removed ourselves from a lot of the duties of this location, we'll show you guys here shortly that we actually had to jump back in and do a little saving, which is good, because I understand it from a lot of you guys are inside your businesses. Like you guys are the one responsible. If you don't show up for your business, nothing gets done, right? If you don't show up and you sell, you don't hire, nothing happens. And so last week, Kate and I had to jump back in and do that as well. And just understanding that if you actually want the ability to be able to do a second location, or you want your attention to be on something else, you need somebody who has their attention on this thing. And so it just is these moments that make us even more grateful, if that's even possible, more appreciative, if that's even possible, for Aliyah from the fact that since a year ago, like she hasn't asked us for anything, truthfully. Like, and last week on our vision meeting with her, she was talking about how she would get on meetings with our VAs and like ask them questions. She's like, I don't want to ask you guys. So she was on meetings with our VAs, like, hey, how do I solve this problem? And again, it just she also understands the value in that responsibility is that it really just allows Katie and I to put our attention on something else, our full attention. We can, and that is what creates value, and that's why the relationship works as well as it does. Is that it empowers her to take the responsibility and shows that like she's valuable, because without her, like this thing would happen. Like again, we would not be on here right now. 100% would not be on here. So, okay. Q1 recurring clients goals. Our goal is 175. We're sitting at 127, so we've been kind of stuck at 126, 127 for the last 3 weeks. So continue to put energy on that. Weekly total cleans goals. Another PR. Look at that, Katie. 68 cleans in a week. Dang. Our previous best, I think, was 59. So I think that it was a nine clean PR. So how exciting is that? Weekly revenue, 249. So Elia definitely inspired us to like charge more money. That's something that when I look at the Boson Vision meeting every single week, I'm like, we got to make more money. And for a long time, we were sitting around $200. There's a lot of times we were under $200 when we first started this location. And so now to see us consistently at that 249, 248, 239, 257, 252, like it's amazing. Like it's just when you're able to sell higher price points, you can do less cleans. That's all, right? Just makes it more efficient. So seeing that 68 number is actually pretty cool. Revenue number of cleaners. So we have 13 cleaners, right? So we have 13 cleaners. Goal is 15. So we're just a couple shy of that mark right there. And then weekly average assigned cleaning hours was 25. So again, pretty consistent for us, 25, 26, 25. I think this week right here was actually, this 3 weeks ago was actually Thanksgiving. So that number is actually pretty good for being a short week. But we're pretty consistent around that 25 hours a week mark. And then total assigned cleaning hours, 325. So over 300. Again, our first time over 300, which is, again, very exciting. Very, very exciting. So, okay, cool. And then, yeah, so Waldo. Can you guys see Waldo? Can you guys see Waldo? Can you guys see Waldo? So this is the new data points we're tracking right here. Is last 30 days revenue. So some of you guys, have you guys ever heard of like a trailing 12? So you guys ever heard of a trailing 12 revenue? Is like what you've done from today till the last 12 months. You can also do like a trailing 30, which is like what is your last 30 days from today, and then summarize that and give yourself a last 30 days revenue. So this sometimes is another way to track your last 30 days rather than tracking monthly. Because for example, if you use monthly, then you only have from December 1st to December 31st. But if we want to go 30 days, we can go December 23rd through November 23rd, and we can get a different data point. So like, for instance, holidays can kind of mess up your data. You're like, oh, my business didn't grow this month, although you had 2 days where you didn't work. And so Kayla Irby's on this call today. And she was talking about how for November she was disappointed because in October she hit 107,000. Forgive me if I'm wrong exactly on those numbers, Kayla. But then in November she only grew to like 108,000. She was like, "Dang it! I thought we were gonna grow by a lot more." And I was like, "Well, if you actually look at your numbers, you'll understand that your business did grow. However, you had 2 days in November, Thanksgiving, and the day after Thanksgiving where you didn't work." And so when your business gets bigger, this is the part where having a big business get bigger problems, is that when you're doing over $100,000 a month in revenue, that breaks down to you doing about $5,000 a day. So if you have 2 days where you're not working, that's an extra $10,000. So when your revenues are smaller, you're doing $20,000, $30,000 a month, like you don't feel those days. When you do $100,000, like you definitely know you don't have days that you're not working, right? So this trailing 30 is an exciting number. And look at this. Look at this number. Our last 30 days revenue.
What the?
Yeah. $67,000, right? So, and that also, that includes Thanksgiving for us. So, which is pretty cool. And then I also broke this up into revenue billed and revenue received, just to make it a little bit cleaner. And so for ZenMaid, we billed $67,000 in the last 30 days. Our current monthly revenue is $44,000, and this week's revenue $16,900. From that $16,900, $7,000 was initial clean, and $9,000 was reoccurring.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like if I'm looking at a business who I'm coaching, I'm looking at like I want to own. I like this reoccurring revenue. That's a nice little reoccurring, and the fact that I have $7,000 initial clean money is also good. And the reason why it's good is because where do your new reoccurring clients come from? Katie, where do your new reoccurring clients?
First time cleans, initial cleans.
They come from here. So the $7,000 is all potential for you to convert those people. So it shows me two things. It shows that I have a good sales system, a marketing and sales system that's working. I'm adding $7,000 a week. How many of you guys would like to add $7,000 a week to your businesses? Come on, raise your hand. Lucas and I were talking about this on our last call. He was like, there was a time when he was in a different coaching program, and he's like, someone in there said that they had made $10,000 a month in new revenue. I was like, that blows my mind. And then today, on Lucas's call, I'm looking at his initial clean revenue. Lucas, you can put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so everyone sees it, so they don't just think that I'm coughing up a storm here. But how much did your business now in December 2024, from the 14th to the 20th, how much did your business do in initial clean revenue? Just initial clean revenue, not your recurring, just initial clean revenue. You don't have to be exact. Just put a random number in there. Just put not a random, what do you call that? A round.
Holy shit. He put it in there.
$15,000. Yeah. And he also had $11,000 of recurring. So do the math on that. It's a $26,000 a week. Son, get some. Good job, bro. Okay. So that's a good breakdown. QuickBooks. So this is money received, money collected. So in the cleaning business, you're going to bill out, but there's going to be a lag between what you collect. And so I like to see the difference in these two things. So for QuickBooks, we actually have collected $60,000, homie. And for the first time since we started this location, we are actually not negative. How exciting is that? Super exciting. So one of the things that I think is important to be transparent with you guys on this is that this business, although it's making revenue, it is not making profit. And so expectation, we don't expect it to make profit right now. We're in growth mode. And so, but here's the cool part is that now it's actually starting to turn a profit. And in order for it to, and the bigger the revenue gets, the more profit it'll turn, right? And so I think this is one of the biggest reasons why people don't grow is because they're afraid to invest. They're afraid to have money leave their pocket and for not to come back the very next day. And so like the true difference between being an entrepreneur versus being an employee is the willingness to part with money and the timeline you're willing to work for that money not to come back around. Like how many of you guys have teammates on your team, have employees that you pay for them to work for you? How many of you guys have those people on your team? Okay. How many of you guys would actually be able, how many employees would you guys keep if they worked for one whole day without getting paid? How many think that you guys could keep an employee if you had them work for a whole day without getting paid? Yeah, probably not. Right. I could keep going drastic, but I don't think anyone, right? And so you as a business owner, when you transition from being an employee to then being a business owner, you also have this thought process that it's been ingrained in you is that like you're not willing to work for free without getting paid. However, the entrepreneur who's willing to work the longest without getting paid also is going to get paid the most, has the biggest opportunity to get paid the most on the back end. Now, I say it as clear as possible, opportunity. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is ever guaranteed. You can work your ass off and still not make money. Okay. So understand that as a business owner though, it is like the longer that you can work and not get paid, the fatter paycheck you can receive. And so Kate and I have not received a single paycheck from this location. I promise you, we've invested way more time than any single person who's on this current team. We've spent more time, so much time, and not only time. So some people are willing to invest time. We've also invested money into this thing because like we are negative. We have lost money. We have lost money and have worked between the two of us lots of hours. And so when this company starts turning a profit, it's going to turn a fat profit. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. And you're like, okay, well then do the work back here, right? Do the work over here that got us to over here. And the truth of the matter is, like, if you can get to this business, if you can get a business to go from 0 to $1 million in 12 months, as an example, would that be worth it? Would you guys be willing, if you guys knew that you guys could turn a $20,000 a month profit after 12 months of working for free, investing money, losing, let's just say it cost you $20,000. If you had to pay $20,000 to work 40 hours a week for an entire year, would you do it? To then get paid $20,000 a month for as long as you could keep that baby humming. And so that's the mindset that you're going to have if you actually want to grow a business to that degree, right? And truthfully, to grow it that fast, right? If you want to go slower, you can definitely grow a business slower. So some of you guys in here have grown a business slower, and you don't have to invest that much time and money in a short amount of time. But if you want to do it fast and you want to do it efficiently, that's how it's done. So again, I think most people, I just want to set that precedent, like that's how it's done, is because we're willing to invest all resources in order to get the outcome. Because we actually do believe it's possible, because we've had it, because we've already done it one time. Okay. So current monthly revenue is $43,000. This week's revenue, we've collected $17,000, which is even more than what we billed, which is pretty cool. Less than 7 days, we have $3,200 in outstanding. Greater than 7 days, $343. So, okay, one thing on here that I wanted to showcase this, and our light just jumped off, which is okay. But I was just looking at the Bozeman meeting, and so ZenMade, we billed almost $17,000. Does anyone want to guess what Bozeman billed last week? Okay, Eli's back now. Does anyone want to guess what Bozeman billed last week? Eli, don't tell them the truth. Don't tell them. Anybody want to guess? Yeah, Kayla Irby. Oops, dang it, Logan. Kayla Irby was right. Sorry, I had this whole thing planned. $30,960. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it received even more, but let's just ignore that. It received $46,000 last week, but that's because we had a fat checks that the BJ was hoarding.
BJ was gonna allow our kids to have Christmas this year. He was so nice to me. He deposited all those checks.
If you do the math on that, 30,000 plus 17,000, that's $47,000 that these two cleaning businesses did last week. Like, for perspective, my first 3 years in business, I made $45,000 a year for 3 years. So just understand that it takes time, it takes skills, but it's also can go really fast. If you have a system and you have the right people behind the system and you have good intentions in mind, this thing can grow really fast. So, okay, let's talk about discounts. So we give away a couple of discounts. This military discount, I see this one on here. This one must be a monthly discount, Mark Shanley. Correction clean, we had a correction clean. Looks like we gave 50% off to Stephanie. And then we have some Google review discounts. We had a homepage voucher discount, Riley Goins. That's a good one. I think I listened to that call, so that's a good one. And then marketing. So last week in marketing, we spent $400 in Google LSA. We spent $1,200 on Facebook, so $600 total. Our weekly ad spend goal is $2,000, so I just updated this. We got 71 leads from Facebook. Pretty good. 11 missed calls, 8 from Google Local Services, 10 homepage leads, 8 incoming call leads. So referrals, we had 110 leads at $18 a lead. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sales, we have 3 girls in the office. So we actually just brought in one of the cleaners to give her an opportunity to try out for the office. So Emma, she's actually only working part-time. And so just in the morning, and then she cleans in the afternoon. And so last week, we had 27 quote calls between the 3 of them. 18 showed, 45 performed, 26 booked. So we brought in about $7,000 projected revenue last week. Sales percentage of 60%. So you can see here that the new girl brought it down quite a bit. So she had one 0 for 5 day, and I was like, okay, we got to do a little bit more coaching and training here. So. But overall, a decent week, and our other office gal was actually out for 2 days as well, so definitely wasn't a full week. And then our third office girl, because I was actually out for a day, and then Megan was actually out for 2 days, so definitely, we could definitely tell that the numbers were down a little bit. 3 conversions, goal is 6, and projected monthly revenue is 677. So definitely an area of concern is our conversions. You need to get those up. And then number of spots unfilled, 17. So we had 17 spots we could have filled last week, and then 32 are open for this week. Okay, so cleaners. Let's look at cleaners here. So we spent $339 on cleaners, 26 applicants, 24 phone interviews, 20 performed, 16 Zoom interviews scheduled, 7 performed, and 4 hired. So like I said last week, up until last week, Kate and I were both out of the acquisition of the cleaners, and then last week I did phone interviews actually for a day, that Thursday that both those girls were out, and then Katie also did Zoom interviews that day as well. And so we had to jump back in and do work, as they call it, and it was just fine, but also just makes me again appreciate you, Elias, so much for being reliable, dependable, and just always taking care of what needs to get taken care of. So, okay, cleaner acquisition training. People in training, we got a fat pipeline right now. So, Andre, I think, is actually graduated, so Andre can get out of here. Trina, she will hopefully graduate this week. Elizabeth, she's scheduled for onboarding next week, 2 weeks, next week. And then Louisa, scheduled for Friday, and Amy scheduled for Friday. And then Sadie, we onboarded her last Friday, and she actually starts in the field today. And then Megan Crum. Katie, you have any idea on Megan Crum?
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay, that's all right. That's all good. So we had a good pipeline. This is good. Like, I like seeing all these people. Katie onboarded her on Friday and was like, I like this girl, like a lot. And so here's actually a good thing I'll share with you guys too that Katie sent me this weekend. And I think you guys will get a lot of value from this. And it's just one of those good reminders. It was a thing from Cody Sanchez. Anyone know who Cody Sanchez is? Anybody? Put in the chat if you guys know who Cody Sanchez is. So she's I guess you would call her an influencer, right? She's somebody who I think she actually acquires small businesses. So anyway, one of the things that she had a quote that Katie sent me, it was this. It said, "Unpopular hard truth. The best hires blow you away in week 1. Never seen a slow starter become a top performer." And so, yeah, unpopular truth for sure, right? So I really want this person to work out, and like they don't blow you away in week 1. They're just not going to blow you away ever. And so again, like as I use Elia as the examples, like before she was in the office, she's just always exceeded expectations. And Katie's made a comment about Sadie as well today, or when she onboarded, she's like, I think this girl might have it. So, and then we look at like our best teammates on our team right now, like Keziah, like from the moment we hired her, like Liz, like there's something about this girl. Like we definitely like saw something in her right away. And then yeah, I would say like from a real like superstar standpoint, I think she's probably the only one that I currently see who's like a true superstar potential. Outside of that, like Jocelyn is good, Alyssa good, Tiffany and Kayla all good. There are 4 trainers. Like I would say they're all good. They're all solid. You know, Asian Amanda and Nikki again all good, and then Alex also good, and then Michaela and Nicole P are like big red flags. Just yeah, probably like low probability that they're gonna make it. Emma, good as well. And so this is where like we're like kind of stuck a little bit between on Emma, because we brought her in the office because I was like, I see something in her as well. And then she came to the office, we got a couple red flags, and so we're having to deal with this unpopular truth of like she might not be a superstar, and it's okay. But you know who might also be a superstar? Andre. So Andre is somebody who was like, this was the first guy we've hired in Mesa.
He's blown us away.
Yeah, like just he did his final clean test at our house, and so after he cleaned Laney's room, Laney walked up to him and was like, "You did a good job in my room," and you know what his response was? "What can I do to get better?" Like as he's literally asking a 5-year-old like what he could do to do better, and not facetiously, not anything outside of just I think the the childhood boy curiosity in him was just like, how can I do better? And Laney was like, no, you're good, right? But truthfully, like also good awareness from him, whether he saw it or not. But like Laney, like if you can impress Laney, like you can do a pretty good job, because she has got every single one of these. All the 50-some cleaners who have cleaned our house, like Lainey has seen them. She's come through, she talks to them, you know. So in all fairness, she might have a better read. Like, she might be the right person to ask. So, okay. Let's see here. So, yeah, and then Trina. Yeah, cool. All right. Number of cleaners, 13. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, that's good. Okay. This number's not right, though. Actual man-hour rate. Something's wrong with that number. C23 to C19. So I probably just messed it up with my formula here. Yeah, it's D23. So look at that. When I mess my division sheet up, there we go. 5214. So that's the actual man-hour rate. Correction cleans. Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie was, what did she say? We just didn't do things, looks like. We forgot the back door. We forgot things. So we went back and we fixed it.
I don't think we went back. I think we just discounted it.
Oh, we just discounted it. Yeah. So cool. All right. And then one-on-ones. So because I had 2 one-on-ones, I had 2 one-on-ones as well. So we had 4 total one-on-ones last week, which is awesome. Also, if you guys are inside the coaching program and you're inside the advisor or Deck of the Day, tomorrow I'm actually releasing the leadership training, and then I'll be talking about these one-on-ones in great detail, the exact process. Like if you're like, I want to do one-on-ones with my team, I want to know why they're important, I want to know how to do them. The leadership training, I'm releasing that tomorrow, so definitely be on there, and I will share with you exactly why you would even do these. Because I think some people are like, why do I do this? I'll share with you why, and I'll share with you how, and then you can start to reap the benefits of these one-on-ones. Okay, client fulfillment. We had 68 cleans last week. We had 49 new cleans. Holy shit, that's crazy. 19 reoccurrings, one correction clean, 7 Google reviews, 127 recurring clients, 60 occasional clients. We have 321 5-star reviews. Creeping on that 350. Just keep it going. So client fulfillment, not too bad. Canceled recurring clients. We lost 2 monthlies, Carrie and Haley. We added 3, looks like 2 monthlies and 1 biweekly. And I added, this is another update to the vision sheet here, just trying to make the math become simpler for our VA who's doing this. And so all she's got to do is put in how many cleans they get per week or their month, and then the rate. And then now it does the fancy calculation down here. How cool is that? Ta-da! Part of that not being right. So that's in beta mode for all you guys out there who are like, I wish I could have that. Well, it's in beta mode. So, or you can just figure it out yourself if you want. And then we had $2,700 off the schedule last week. So I actually saw this inside the group, and I think Julia's on here. So, like, expectation. Cleans are going to fall off the schedule, right? You're going to have people who cancel, okay? And so that's why we track this, is because it's a real number, okay? People cancel, and you can see here, it's not just one time. We assumed it was a lot of one time, but it's also recurring clients as well, right? And that's what you get for assuming things, is that you get proved wrong. And so as we've been tracking this, it's a pretty even breakdown of both one time and recurring, okay? We did charge a cancellation fee on Wyatt Frost, looks like right here, which is cool. And so we had $2,700 off the schedule last week. Is that a lot of money?
For what?
Yeah, compared to what? Exactly. So just expect that there's going to be, I should say this, when you're growing your cleaning business, if you're growing it and you're getting new clients, you're moving on new cleaners, like, you're going to have attrition. Attrition means that you don't just go up, but you go up 2 steps and you go back 1 step. You go up 2 steps, you go back 1 step. Sometimes you go back 3 steps and you only go up 2 steps. You're like, this isn't fair. Why is this happening to me? Oh, poor baby. This shouldn't be this way. People should just, like, stay forever. They said they would. They said that they're broke, or they said this, they said that. Whatever they say, don't listen to what people say. Listen to what they do. I have just become so much happier when I've just believed what people do. have to say anything to me. I'm not listening. I'm just watching you. I believe what you do. And so if you just understand that people will cancel. And so expect them to cancel. And so you know what I do? Because I expect people to cancel. What do we do, Katie, if we expect people to cancel?
Sell more.
Just sell more. So when you guys see these numbers down here, like we have to sell $7,000 a week, it's because some of that's going to fall off the schedule. It's going to happen. Like just anticipate it. So that's why you need this number to be big. If you're only selling 3 or 4 cleans and then one falls off, you're like, oh no! Like sell more. Your problem, if you're concerned about a certain client or a single cleaner, is because you don't have enough of them. You have scarcity problems. You think there's only a finite amount of people on the planet. There's freaking 7 or 8 billion people on the planet. Right? There's 330 million people in America. There's 40 million people in Canada. Like, you need 15 cleaners, you silly gooses. You need 170 reoccurring clients, $7 million business. Like, there's enough people. You just got to do the work to get through all the sus people, right? All the flake people, flaky clients, flaky cleaners. Like you gotta do the work. You don't get to skip the work. Okay. And so just expect people are gonna fall off. It's okay, right? And the cool thing that Julie also said though, she was like, I lost $2,000, and all of a sudden she gained it all back. Like, if you can stay in solution mode, then you're able to like keep growing. But part of this game is losing. You're going to lose clients. You're going to lose cleaners. You're going to lose money. But if you're so focused on the losing aspect, then you're going to be a loser. If you need to focus on how do I go get more, that's how you become a winner. So, Katie, your thoughts that you'd like to add to that?
The inputs are here. I think, yeah, understanding what we are doing is definitely not normal. So this amount of growth and this amount of time should not be an expectation of anybody who hasn't done it before. This is very abnormal. This is also abnormal in a sense that neither Logan and I have gotten paid for 10 months now of doing this. Hopefully we can have a paycheck one day. I believe we can, but time will tell. But I think the systems and the processes are being solidified. They are working. They're getting better. And when you have 2 businesses that you have complete control over, that you can change things if needed, and you can implement the changes, and you can confirm these systems and processes work. And then like Lucas and Jess just blowing up, quote unquote, overnight success. Way to go. 1.5 years of inputs, but looks like an overnight success. The processes really freaking work. That's all I have to say. It's like, it's epic. It's so fun to watch.
The one thing that is, outside of the metrics, outside of the data that doesn't show up on here, that is, it's consistent with the people who I've been able to have relationships with inside our community and inside our team, is that there's a level of courage that is needed in order to grow a business. There's a level of courage that has to happen in order for you to make the commitment to put yourself in a situation where you have to figure out how to solve a problem. And I think a lot of the fulfillment, a lot of like the nuances, specifically in the cleaning business, is just like putting yourself in a situation where you have to figure it out. And so there's a few people inside the community that don't have $1 million businesses yet, that I'm like, there's just a high probability that you'll probably get there if you just continue to put yourself in a situation where you have to figure it out. You're like, less thinking, more doing. If you can, okay, so the access to information has been one of the greatest things that's ever happened to business, I believe. Like YouTube, university, right? even when I started my first business 10 years ago, actually it was 11 years ago, like YouTube University wasn't the machine it is today. Like yes, YouTube was there. That's not what I'm saying, but it wasn't common for you, like if you had a business problem, go to YouTube and like there's somebody out there who's telling you how to solve this problem. Like that wasn't the case 11 years ago. So just in the last decade, like how information is being consumed and how accessible it is so much different now. And the reason why is because social media, since like when did social media really blow up? Probably in the last decade, right? Is really when it blew up. I think Facebook. I got Facebook in like 2007. It was my first year of college, and even then it was like it wasn't consumed the way it is now. Like social media was like you talk to your friends, right? You write on their walls and you do all those other things. Like social media now is a business in itself. And so with that being said, like the reason why people are out there able to get information for free, and even you guys are on here getting information for free, is because now there's a way to monetize the information, right? Excuse me, not it's to monetize the implementation of the information. Information is what it is. But the implementation, like that's the sauce. That's where like when Lucas is like, I have this problem, like, here's your solution. He's like, oh, it's because we've done it. Right? So it's like, okay. So there's a level of trust that Lucas has in us to be like, to take action on that information, but then there's just a level of trust for him to actually just do it in general, right? And so understand that access to information is great, it really is. But the thing that is missing is implementation. So you can have all the best information in the world. Again, this community, if you guys have heard the community, like you guys have access to the same information, but there's reasons why there's people who are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and there's people who are still doing $5,000 a month. It's because implementation is much different, right? It's much different, and there's a level of courage and a level of commitment to going all in and just being like willing to put yourself in a situation and have to figure it out. And that feeling we label as uncomfortable, we label it as painful, but really it's just new, it's just different, right? And so if you look at Jessica Lucas, you look at Kayla Irby, you look at Alaya, right? Like look at Katie. Like if you guys ever have the opportunity to actually connect with them and have a conversation with them in a one-on-one setting, like you can ask them and they will tell you that there's moments where they're sitting in bed and they're just sweating. Just like they can't even sleep because they're having dreams about how they have to solve this freaking problem. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm like, I don't know. Right. And do that. And then you put yourself in a situation where you have to figure it out, and guess what? Like you will figure it out. You will. You're resourceful.
Yeah. This community is so awesome. It is a reminder that we are not normal, and society deems growth as bad because anxiety is bad, stress is bad. You should not be an anxious person. If you have anxiety, you need to be prescribed a pill, and it's literally just change. Like our culture has become so scared of changing and growing that now we're medicating people because they have anxious feelings. And this community is amazing because like without the anxious feelings, we are not growing. Like we're normalizing what society is trying to deem silly. Like I'm abnormal. I would like to be abnormal. I want to feel anxious because that means that I care, and that means that I'm growing, and that means that what I am doing is making a difference.
Awesome. So good. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anything else, Katie, that you'd like to share before we close out this road to a milli call?
I think I just want to highlight Elia one more time. That Cody Sanchez quote that Logan and I have had going on in our heads all weekend. Just superstars will show you who they are in the first 2 weeks. And since day one, the irony in this entire story is Elia actually almost didn't get hired. Our recruiter no-showed her on the interview, and she actually continued to ask, guys, I was supposed to have an interview. Like, can we reschedule? I really want this job. And she's just blown us away since day one. Continues to do so on a daily basis. So truly, like this community would not be what it is without Elia and her attention and her willingness to take the responsibility and be resourceful and not always ask Logan and Katie the answers. She truly believes that she's capable of finding the answers, and she's really grateful for you, Eli.
I'm very grateful for you guys. That brings me to tears. Thank you.
All right, guys. Definitely appreciate you guys so much for showing up today. Christmas week, celebrate, and whatever way makes sense to you, right? Maybe it's working, maybe it's spending time with your family, maybe it's whatever it is. Just do you, right? But just understand that after Christmas, like, life will continue on. So, like, what type of person do you want to be? And, like, it's only 2 days, but how you treat these 2 days is also how you treat weekends. It's how you treat other times where you have off. Like, if you really want to do something, if you really want to build something epic, like, you do epic things, which, well, you in the past, you've done comfortable things, watching Netflix or playing video games or whatever it is that you've done. There's nothing wrong with it. If you want to do something different, you want to do something that's extraordinary, then you have to also spend your time doing extraordinary things. When nobody's paying attention to you, no one's watching you, no one's paying you for it, no one's liking you or commenting on it, like, yeah, good job, wait, you're working so hard. None of that shit. You get none of it. But then one day, you have an asset that shows that it works, and then all of a sudden, people are like, wow, how did you do that? It's like, yeah. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know the work that is required. And so I think my job is just to share with you guys the freaking work that's required. Because it is. It's a lot of work. More work than you've ever done before. More work than you would have expected. But if you're willing to pay the price today, as Grant Cardone says, you can pay any price that you want tomorrow. So do the work. You'll never regret it. So, appreciate you guys so much. If you guys are inside the community, be on the call tomorrow. We're doing the coaching call early tomorrow, so the coaching call is at 12 Eastern time. I'll be sharing some Christmas presents for everybody inside the community. And then for everybody who's a site advisor in Decade a Day, I'll be releasing the leadership training right after that. So that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So that'll be Christmas present to you guys. And then you guys, if you're not inside the community, James just dropped the link. Thanks, James. You guys can apply to join the community. Gotta have a cleaning business and gotta be committed to growth. We have one-on-one options. We also have options for as little as $200 a month. So, like, you have the option to get part of the information, be part of the community, and get access to the same information that someone who's doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month is doing. You can access that same information. So, happy Monday. See you guys in the community tomorrow. And if you guys are in the community, we'll see you guys next week. I guess. Bye.
Bye.